Okay, today I'm making a charcuterie board out of zebra wood and black walnut. The finished dimensions of the charcuterie board is 18 inches, so I'm going to cut the boards a little bit extra on the length, and then I'll trim them down after I glue them up. Alright, and here I'm ripping down the zebra wood to a 5-inch width, and then I will rip down 2 pieces of the black walnut to 3 inches wide. Okay, it's time to glue up. I use Titebond 3 glue because it's waterproof and also food safe. This makes it perfect for cutting boards and charcuterie boards. I apply a good amount of glue to the edge of the boards. You don't want to be shy on the glue. And then I spread it out with a brush to make it nice and even. And that's all she wrote. You want to clamp with a decent amount of pressure, but not too much. You don't want to bow the wood. You want to make sure that everything is nice and flat. I'll let this dry overnight, and then I'm ready to sand. This is my Jet 22 by 44 inch drum sander. I do a lot of cutting boards and charcuterie boards, and this tool has been a game changer. It has saved me a ton of labor and time. I bought this size so that I could glue up tabletops as well. All right, now it's time to trim one edge of the charcuterie board. I have a very basic crosscut sled that I made, which works perfect for trimming off the ends of a cutting board or a charcuterie board. Okay, it's ready to trace the pattern now to make it into a charcuterie board. Normally I use templates that I've gotten from Crafted Elements. They put out some really good templates. This one I actually made by myself. Just going to trace it with a marker. I don't use the hole in the top here anymore. I just drill a 1/4-inch hole and put a leather loop in it to so that somebody can hang it from their kitchen. And that's it. We're ready to cut this out with the jigsaw or the bandsaw. I'm cutting this out with a jigsaw. I do have a bandsaw, but I know that a lot of you don't have a bandsaw. I just want to show you that it's easy to do it with a jigsaw as well. Here I have a Grizzly spindle sander that I will use to sand all the edges and get them down to the template lines that I traced earlier. This makes it nice and smooth and ready to route. I'm using a 1/4 inch round over bit, which I use to round over all of the edges. I just like the feeling of a nice rounded edge. Not into doing chamfers. That's just my personal preference. After rounding, I will sand with 100 grit, 150, and 220 grit sandpaper. Then I will wet the entire board with water, let it dry, and that raises the grain, and then I'll go back and hit it with 220 one more time. And now it's time for the fun part, finishing. I use Howard's cutting board oil. I do 2 coats of that, and then I do 2 coats of butcher block conditioner. I get these by the gallon directly from Howard's. I don't go to the retailer store and get these little bottles like this. I just use these to fill up constantly and apply the oil. And that's what we're going to do right now. Put down a generous amount. Take a small piece of a t-shirt, any kind of cloth, and just rub the oil in. Really makes the grain come alive. That zebra wood darkened up a lot. Now it matches the walnut, which is exactly the effect that I was looking for. So again, I put 2 coats of this on and 2 coats of the Butcher Block conditioner, which is a wax and oil mixture. I let them sit overnight to dry, and then I wipe them and buff them off. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.